Hey guys, it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and shout out VH1 Access. VH1 Access and several people done sent me another story concerning our favorite jump off, Alexsandra Wright, aka the woman who was sleeping with Mathew Knowles while he was married to Tina Knowles, got pregnant, had a baby. Again, she's out here putting Beyonce on blast, yet never mentioning Solange's name in any interview. So what's going on now with our favorite jump off? What's going on now is that after this thirsty bride did that interview last month with Inside Edition, she is now speaking to InTouch Weekly. And she goes on to tell InTouch Weekly that Mathew Knowles went back to court to lower his child support payments from $12,000 a month to $2,400 a month. She is no longer able to afford her home, and her and Nixon are going to be living in a shelter, and that none of the Knowleses have reached out to her to help her find a home. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this bride. This is like my fourth video about this woman. This woman needs to get her life. I don't understand how in one interview she can say that Beyonce doesn't owe her anything, but now that this bitch is getting ready to go live in a shelter, all of a sudden the Knowles aren't helping her find a home. All of a sudden Beyonce's not looking out for her. Why does she always speak on Beyonce? Beyonce nor Solange don't owe you anything, lady. First of all, you and their trifling ass father ruined their parents' marriage and relationship. Not for you being ratchet and trifling, Beyonce would have never fired her father from being a manager. So you need to take some of the personal responsibility on yourself as to why Mathew Knowles is not making $1 million plus per year, okay? Another thing that bothers me is, where the fuck does this bride live? If this was anybody else, the media would not pay her any attention. If this was me, if this was you, folks would be like, you know what, bitch? I understand that your child support is not coming like the way it should be. I understand that that lifestyle that you became accustomed to is not working out for you, but you need to go find your ass a job. Instead, they keep giving this bitch a platform to rant and rave about Beyonce. She looks like a healthy woman. She can get up every day and go to work. If $2,400 a month is not enough for you, you need to go get a job somewhere. I don't understand when child support became this huge hustle or for something to just hang your hat up on. You know, I thought child support was supposed to help that child. It's not for you to just, live the rest of your life on. I just feel like this whole situation is just ridiculous. For 3 years, this woman was receiving $12,000 a month. Her payments just got lowered a month ago. Up until then, she was receiving this per month. You got folks who don't make $12,000 a year. Where's her money? Why is nobody asking her why for the past 3 years she was getting $12K a month and she has nothing to show for it? With that money, she could have bought herself a modest home. It could have been paid off, and she wouldn't have to worry about anything right now. She could have put herself through school. She could have did all types of things. I just find the whole situation ridiculous that this woman did not save any of this money for a rainy day. And now instead of taking personal responsibility because she was being a jump off and a whore, she helped to ruin a marriage. But then she has the audacity to do all these interviews, to speak to InTouch Weekly, Inside Edition, and blame everybody else but herself for her situation. I feel bad as hell for this kid, but Beyonce does not owe this child anything. That is her half-brother who was conceived in a trifling ass way. She does not owe this baby anything. If she chooses to reach out to him once he gets older, that's great, but she doesn't have to do any of that. I don't understand how people feel like Beyonce owes this kid anything. Before getting into an affair with Mathew Knowles and having his child, maybe you should have thought about how this relationship would work before you got into an affair with Mathew Knowles, got pregnant by him, and decided to have this child. Hindsight is 20/20, but you can't be mad at nobody but yourself. I get so tired of this woman being thirsty, looking for attention and sympathy via the media. I don't feel bad for her whatsoever. And if her and her child have to go live in a shelter, oh fucking well. Bitch, you've had more than most people have had in their entire lives, and you chose not to be smart with your money. You chose to basically trick it off and do what you want to do. You thought that the money would never end, and you're just upset because you had this man's baby, that those funds would never end, and now that this is blown up in your face, you're upset. I don't feel bad for her. I say she should go live in a shelter. If you're dumb enough to not be able to save 3 years worth of payments of $12,000 a month to the point where you're homeless, that's on you. I have no sympathy for this woman whatsoever. I'm sad that her child is the casualty of this bullshit, but this is on her. You have women out here who don't get a damn dime in child support per month. You're getting $2,400 and you're still bitching? And then for 3 years you were getting $12,000 and you managed not to save any of that? Ma'am, you deserve everything that comes your way. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire ratchet ass situation. Do you feel bad for Alexsandra because now she's having to go live in a shelter? And how do you feel about her once again going to the magazine, dropping Beyonce's name? Let me know your thoughts. Alright, deuces.